Single player, that's the only way we play. It is day 31 of the Farlands or Bust FLoB-a-thon Subathon 2024. For your May 6th, we have 11 hours, 18 minutes, and 23 seconds left on the clock. Now it's 21 seconds. Now it's 19 seconds. And etc. We left off at 61,954.55 megabytes. I do believe we will be crossing the threshold into 62,000 territory. Hold on, I needed a sip. I need to get the liquid out of my beard. If you've got your woofs ready. Woof! Wolfie's ready. My iron is ready.
Kurt Wolfie.
That was a false woof. 888, thank you very much. I think the skeletons have died. Oh! I did forget. I forgot what we did. We panicked because we found a spawner. And the long-awaited spawner excavation can now commence. Hopefully this isn't full of zombies. No. Alright. Let's see what luck. Hold on. Let me just do a quick peruse. I'm foreseeing like a creeper falling down in there with me. I mean, there's that guy. I think we're safe there. I'm just worried about what's on top of this hill. A cow. There's a cow. There's a cow up there. Alright. We got 2 iron and 4 wheat. And I can't touch this. And 2 wheat. Alright. Was it worth the wait? Probably not. But we did it. We did it.
That's what she says.
God dang it. That was good. That was a good one. Ooh, skeleton residue. Oh, it's just the bone. Oh, I got the bone. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I didn't end up down there. Indeed. Continuing on here in our Minecraft Beta 173. The timer counts down. If you missed yesterday's stream, we've shifted to a cumulative sub-goal system here. In the upper right-hand corner, beneath the timer, is now the cumulative subs since the subathon started, as well as the cumulative bits and cumulative tips over the past 31 days.
737 fan gifted a tier 1 sub to Savvy Fair. They have given 31 gift subs in the channel.
Thank you, Boeing fan, for the gift sub. So yeah, we do have... Do we have... What's the 2200 sub goal? Did we come up with one? Basically, I shifted all the sub goals. Because now, even resubs count like a tick to that number. Oh yeah, playing camping vlog simulator. Because, I mean, one of the actual... Is it like 3,000? 4,000? One of those sub-goals is to actually go camping and do a vlog during an actual camping. That was the girlfriend's idea, because she really wants to go camping with me, and I just
Thanks for letting me sit in.
don't like camping.
Never stop glitchin'.
I will
FLoB
never stop
2024.
glitching. That is our campaign slogan. So we can build up to an actual an actual vlog an actual camping vlog by playing Camping Vlog Simulator. How far would you go for a campsite? Not far. I mean, that's part of the stress that I feel. Careful, Wolfie. Is that you go so far, something goes wrong, there's no going back. There's plenty of campsites, like, super locally, or just, like, campsites out west on the ocean, side, the shoreline, up on the peninsula. I mean, at whatever sub amount it is. Speaking of which, hold on. I need to put that document up on the chat. I need to pin it. Yeah, 2200 Camping Vlog Simulator. 2400, another Gundam build. 2600 FLoB painting. 2800 Mr. Randomizer. 3000 we rejoin Cone Dodger for an old school Repo Man in PUBG. 4000 is Camping Vlog. 3600 is Trash Can Hot Tub. I feel like the hot tub should be after the camping vlog. The camping vlog seems a little bit easier and less annoying than setting up a hot tub stream in a giant trash can. Rent a yurt. We did do yurt camping. I didn't like that so much because it was windy the night of, and yurts make a lot of noise when it's windy. And also, they didn't have a real bed in there. It was a couch bed, and that was the most uncomfortable I've slept in a very long time. As in, not slept. And then the bathroom was a literal hole in the ground with a door that didn't latch. So it was a little bit more primitive.
But you get to say yurt a lot more than usual.
But true, I did. I said Kurt Yurt. So yeah, that was not as pleasant of an experience. It was, I mean, we had a good time. We stayed there 2 nights. We did other things. Rent an RV. I mean, basically, the thing that would probably make camping better for me is if we had a bigger tent. We only have a 2-person tent. And that's the tent that we brought on our 2-week road trip. It's a bit cramped. I can't even sit up in it without hitting my head. I mean, it's the tent that I camped in the basement here and got COVID from. Oops, I accidentally undo. Stop it. Unpin. I accidentally pinned your thing, Timo Warner. Did the other one stay pinned? Of course not. Why would it? So, I got it under control, Armo. I've got it under control. Stand back, I'm a professional. Allegedly. The problem, I don't want to, pop-up trailers are expensive, and the anxiety replaced with sleeping in a tent would be replaced with driving with a trailer. And everything that goes along with that. Also, that's very expensive. True, a camping topper would be nice, but like the really nice ones are like $40,000. Okay, maybe they're like $7,000, $8,000, $12,000. We could build our own. I would consider that if I had a nicer truck. Because we would possibly just die from the remnant exhaust and fuel fumes from the pickup truck. No, but I think just a bigger tent, like a 4 or 5 person tent. Would make both of our experiences even better. I mean, the girlfriend even says that the tent is small. It's okay for just like herself. If she goes like overnight backpacking. Yeah, and maybe a lot of you have persisted about the cot being a more comfortable method of sleep. Cots aren't camping. Gatekeeper. So yeah, if we did go camping, it would just be like a park, drive up, park, and camp sort of a thing. Here comes 11, 11, 11! Yay! A sit-down camp. Would you be okay with a $300 tent? I mean, I don't know which way you're asking. Like, is that too cheap or is that too expensive? I mean, it's sort of a thing where, like, we better use it. I mean, technically, we bought the hearse as a tent for just the girlfriend. We knew it was a one-person tent. So, if you could consider the amount of money we paid on a whole car, how much actual camping equipment that could have bought. But then again, it's also a car, a hearse, a cool car. I think someone donated to charity. Was it you, Hymens? No, somebody yesterday did. It was Papa Versace. It was Papa Versace. Donated another $5, saying, I'm here to speak to you about your car's extended warranty. I think we all missed it. Because the alert didn't work or something. I got a panel van and intend to use as a camper. No fancy stuff, just drop an inflatable mattress in and you're set. I mean, depending on where you're camping, you might want to think about insulation and airflow. But I mean, that's basically what the hearse is. We took out all the casket stuff. The girlfriend puts... She got a small, like, single memory foam mattress that fits. And she put new curtains up. And that's about it. And she leaves The door, the window's cracked. Wolfie may need a treat. Yeah, I guess he does, huh? Woof, he says yes. Did I pick him up? I sure hope so. I did. Well, no, after yesterday when we couldn't find any pigs for like an hour, I'm gonna like go after every pig we can see. I have no problems. There's nothing on my end is wrong. That's all on you. Palathans. Floating block of sand. Oh god, Wolfie. What was that? There's a tent-like attachment for a Subaru. Would you use a portal tent? No. I mean, I've seen those, and the girlfriend kind of wants one of those, but not to use as a tent. But the one thing that she doesn't have with the hearse, or with a two-person tent, is like somewhere to change. To like stand up and change, to have room. And we thought about those, either for the hatchback of the hearse or the hatchback of the Subaru style. But they're all cheap. If I found a cheap but in good condition Pontiac Aztec with the tent add-on that's built for it, I would camp in that. For the lulz. Then you'd be owning it as they are now ironically cool. I doth declare such things as these. Especially if they have the whole tent thing. Like, that's a rare thing to have, I guess. Rare! Those Hummers of old gotta be like classic cars now? No, Hummers will never be cool. Especially like the H1 and the H2. Or H3, whatever, you know. There's like the military Hummers, which like you can get for $5,000 from military surplus. Then there's the GM Hummers. Are just lame. You like to get 7 miles per gallon? Here you go. And then now there's the electric one, which is even worse. Yeah, how did we get on that topic? Oh, we were looking at the sub goals. Trying to light a fire under this soggy subathon. I knew this was a mistake. Don't go that way, Wolfie. Oh. I could dig through here. Oh, I could dig through here, no problem. If I could see what I'm doing. Spooky noises. Shortcut. Oh, hello. I do now have special eyes. Oh, dang it, I've done it again. Lose my pickaxe. So good at video games. There's a lot of dudes. I think it's just a cave. Dawn on the first final 11 hours of the subathon FLoB-a-thon. Am I eager for this subathon to come to an end? No. I mean, it's nice to know exactly what I'm doing. Like, without having to, like, come up with an idea or, like, think of a game.
An anonymous user gifted a Tier 1 sub to New Kim All.
And yes, the added incentive of it being a subathon, and at least for the first month before the sub started to expire, the added income is an incentive for me.
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to the incentive.
The incentive. Sounds like a wrestler's name or something. Wasn't sure if you wanted to change it up and do something different. I mean, not really. I mean, I'm interested in continuing Tomb Raider 3. But even then, like, trying new games, there's always my own internal hesitation. Am I giving too serious of a response to this question? Should I be like, we're having a fun and wacky time? Woo-wee, woo-wee, wow. Being too honest. Anybody want to learn the horrible truth? Or who wants to see me hit a few dingers?
Timo Warner gifted a tier 1 sub to Wun Yui. They have given
What was it?
421
Wun
gift
Wui
subs
Wui?
in the channel.
I said dingers, not fingers. That's a Simpsons reference. What was I saying? I do feel like there was a bit of an early crescendo with reaching the floating point boundary. You know, like when you're at a concert and there's a pause in the song and everybody starts applauding, but then it's not the end of the song. So like everybody applauded and kind of like, oh, that Far Lancer bus guy is still doing it. All right, see you next year. All right, bye. But wait, it continues. Our excitement got sapped. 11 hours again. It did occur a bit quicker than I think we expected. We were kind of unsure if it was even going to happen in the subathon, depending on how long the subathon goes. I'm glad that it's not like, okay, and then like 4 days later we press F3 again. So I'm glad we're still getting a lot of good time in, so the F3 number will at least still be somewhat unpredictable, as long as you don't have spreadsheets and calculations. Spreadsheets and calculations are on my Christmas list. You know what's on my Christmas list? Rock tumbler. $300 tent. Apparently, according to... I forgot who said that. I guess what is a rock? What? Look inward to yourself. What is a rock tumbler? Anyway. Careful, Wolfie. Is it just like a normal tube? Not like a tube, but just a barrel that slowly tumbles? Like what's inside of it that makes that happen? Sand and slurry? So like a water concoction. Like there's water involved. It can be dry or wet. I guess how fast does it spin? It's not gonna do that, and then they're just gonna be centrifugal force. It's a slow spin. What is Tumblr? Depression and a nudity. Not my Tumblr. I'm following the wrong things on Tumblr, I guess. I mean, I remember we had this discussion last year when I was looking for hobbies, and everybody's like, rock tumblers are extremely loud. And they also have to, like, run for, like, a week or more to do what they do. Days? Is it days? Alright. I mean, I suppose it depends on the size of your boulders. Two mushrooms on sand? Well, now I don't know what to believe anymore. But then also, like, the rocks don't come out, like, pristinely polished like you see at, like, rock stores and stuff. You have to take, like, another step and, like, hand polish to get the actual, like, shiny finish, right? Rock-picking lawyer with 2 kids. I don't know, we watched, like, a few rock hounding videos on YouTube. They were, like, in Michigan, and the girlfriend remembered the rocks on, like, the Lake Erie in Michigan. But then we also watched a guy with a lapidary saw, like, cut geodes in half. I mean, that's the thing. I thought about this when I was looking at rocks on the beach today. I'm like, I wish I had, like, a rock hammer. Because, like, some of the rocks were, like, in the, like, the exposed... on the beach. The exposed, you know, that erosion... Cliff, like, kind of a cliff, a sandy cliff face. but I couldn't get them out because they were like kind of embedded in there. And I just had my hands. I wish I had like a little rock hammer, I think is what it's called. It's got a pointy end and a hammer end, and you can just like use it to like pull stuff out.
Thanks for letting me sit in.
And also for my yes.
Rock hammer? Are you breaking out of a jail?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna use it for my Shawshank Redemption cosplay. But then I was like thinking like I can't, and maybe it's just me, I can't seem to stick to a hobby. I kind of just like get into a bunch of things a little bit and then like move on, or you know, like birds. I was taking pictures of birds. I haven't gone out with my... Dang it, Wolfie, what are you doing? I got this zoom... Birds and whales? I haven't done that in a while. There really haven't been that many birds. All the cool duck season is over, it seems. And now I'm like planting seeds and gardens and stuff like that, and doing that sort of thing. I'm like watching way too many videos and information on bonsai. And the girlfriend brought home some seedlings that I'm like kind of grown in pots. And we have one of the girlfriend's old clients, I guess did bonsai, and she has two like really big, really nice ones, but neither of us know how to take care of them. And they're like in need of repotting. I'm like looking into how to do that and to get them back to looking good. And then there's all the other stuff I do. there's the cars. I mean, there was the astronomy. Ah.
If it sucks, hit da bricks.
Hit the bricks. But I don't think I've ever done anything that, like, I feel like sucks. Is the problem. I would like to try to, like, paint. The girlfriend got me that whole painting kit, and all we've ever done is the Bob Ross last year. I think you do cars often enough for it to be a hobby. Well, that's the thing. I think all these things are hobbies. I was taking pictures of birds and identifying birds like a madman. I was going out whenever there was a whale sighting alert and taking pictures of whales like a madman. I started carrying binoculars around in our car at all times like a madman. Oh, lockpicking was the other one I thought of. Lockpicking... I would also still be interested in, like, doing good at, but that one, kind of like music, like guitar or trombone or whatever, requires development of a skill. So there's a little bit more stopping power to when you stop doing it. You can't just pick it back up and be like, all right, I'm going to plant some more tomatoes or, you know, whatever. So you're a madman, is what we've determined. I mean, even like my daily activities are almost like hobbies. Like coffee, the way I make coffee in the morning. I'm baking. Baking is another hobby. Baking, even if I'm just like doing bread now, like I do the pizza, I do the pie. I'd like to get better at doing other bake things, but I don't have time to do that. You've been a secretary for a locksmith? Well, they're keeping the lock-picking secrets from you. They don't want you to try to take their job. Woodworking. I haven't even started woodworking. I've got some woodworking stuff and I've got some wood, but I'm not even, other than that planter and the raised beds I built, that's as far as I've gotten into, like, working wood. Get into Bitcoin mining. Once you start, you get sucked down a rabbit hole with all of your money that somehow ends up in the hands of somebody who's already extremely rich. I am in the last floating point zone, Zalazur. We reached that a couple weeks ago. See, we're a half. Oh, that's a good example. Look at the block selection. It's in between these two blocks. Which block is it? Yeah, that was my problem with building that hidey hole. That was, like, off. It was that block! Well, that's a fun game to play. So yeah, I know we've had the discussion before about, like, finding hobbies for Kurt. And the problem is I will want to try all of them. Or, like, in my mind, it would be really cool to be really good at them at the time, but I've also got these other 20 hobbies that I also really would think would be cool to be really good at. I've been wanting to try beekeeping. That one might be a little bit more of a one-way street.
Thanks for letting me sit in.
Ain't nothing to it.
What wood would you work with if you would work with wood?
I have no idea. I know nothing of the woods. Woody Woodchuck. Carve a small wolfie. I don't even know. I would need it. Then I would need a wood carving kit. On top of a rock tumbler and a rock hammer. Carve soap. Carve a wolfie out of butter. Or your own ingots. I mean, isn't that what Paul's Garage does? I mean, not ingots, but like metal smithery. What is that called? When you pour metal casting? Forging, casting. Not blacksmithing. Blacksmithing isn't necessarily like making molds and pouring liquid metal into molds. I feel like blacksmithing is more like hammer and iron. Speaking of metal forging, have you ever tried foraging? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know what the words were. Foundry, casting, jewelry making. Foraging. I mean, that's also interesting. Whenever we do go on hikes, we try to identify the different mosses and mushrooms and things, but we don't want to eat them. we don't ever want to eat them. I mean, we pick blackberries and blueberries where we know that they're safe to pick in the wild, but for the most part, hobbies are fairly unproductive. I think that's the point. Because if they are productive, then it's a job. Hobbies exist for the sake of enjoying doing them. Metallurgy? Oh, I thought we had a floating block of ice. But we have a block of ice nestled. A nestled block of ice. If I removed everything that wasn't a floating block of ice, it would become a floating block of ice, but I can't do that. I like metallurgy as a word. It's like a really cool religion. Almost. I mean, kind of is. Weird why there isn't water underneath it, but we'll forgive it. beard growing as a hobby. I mean, we still got to do our needle point, or cross stitch, or whatever it's called. I don't think that's going to be anything I'm super interested in making a hobby. Well, I just think that our current Gundam son needs a friend is the only reason I put that on. Careful, Wolfie! It also was kind of, I felt like it was kind of a popular activity. I mean, yeah, hobbies don't have to create anything. I mean, reading could be a hobby. Nothing is being created except your own enjoyment. Neural pathways, yes. Memory engrams. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought of that because I kind of got excited looking for rocks today on our walk. Just because we didn't go on like a long normal walk on the path just because like rain was coming and going. I didn't want to get like stuck out in the woods and start to pour. So we did a casual saunter on the beach. Ooh. Ah. You are really doing it today, aren't you, Wolfie? I am out of... I have one pork chop left. I was thinking of wood carving, because the girlfriend did bring home a bunch of wood. Like, raw wood from trees. And we were talking about trying to turn them into, like, cutting boards or charcuterie boards. She's got a big slab to make into a table. But I feel like that's I feel like that's advanced. Carving with a knife. I mean, that's what I was thinking. Or carving tools. Carve a spoon! Oh. Yeah, I'm sure that's just like painting is like also requires skill and practice. During the pandemic, you picked up pressure canning food as a hobby. Pressure canning? What's pressure canning? Is that the same thing as normal canning? With like boiling water? Because boy howdy, I sure made some pickles last year. Added pressure as a deadline. Normal canning, but at pressure. I guess. No, I mean, I'm not interested, but I'm curious, like, how? You have like a, a, a vacuum canning apparatus? A specialized pressure cooker. I guess I'm curious how do you close the can if it's inside the pressure cooker? Mason jars, right, right. That's what I use for pickles. But yeah, you put it in the boiling water. That makes everything super hot. And then you put the lid on. And when it cools, it creates a vacuum and seals the lid. Is it just hotter? At pressure, you can get as high as 240. Kill that botulism. Oh, I see. And then that's how you can do things like meats. I understand. Ah, Sans pickling agent. Pickling agent man. Pickling agent man. That's the way that song goes, right?
Can I have your pudding?
There once was a man from the a beard he could twist in his west, did walk he till pressing F3. The journey was never repetitionous.
That accidentally some words. That accidentally many words. Mametsky, thank you for 68 months in the subtub.
There once was a man from the far lands. With a beard he could twist in his hands. Way west did walk he, till pressing F3. The journey was never repetitionous.
That's pretty good, Mamatsky. Thank you for fixing that. Thought that there were website names after the periods. Poetry. And you know a tree. Clap. Oh yeah, sorry. That's weird. Y'all a bunch of repetitionistas. Oh, we had a moss that we're trying to identify earlier. But it was and continues to be. It was in the girlfriend's pocket all day. So it doesn't exactly look like the moss it once was. Pocket moss, that's what we said. Did I make a hidey hole there, or try to see what's across this sheet of ice? I think we'll make it. True, we've heard about the launch. Well, it's the first crewed mission and flight of the Orion space capsule. Is that what it's called still? Is it called something else? Oh! Oh! Starliner, yeah. Okay. The Boeing Starliner, not the Orion NASA. It's very confusing. Is the Orion the one that went to the moon without people and back? Yes. They look kind of indistinguishable from each other. All right. Let's go to sleep and back up the world and check on the status of that launch. And yeah. We did it. 62,024.73 megabytes. And we're back in the VOD. If you're watching on the VOD and not live on stream, you missed 10-10-10. You really missed we really had a wild celebration. Very wild. But we left off having just passed 62,000 megabytes in the world save. And I think this is going to be a 3 Minecraft day segment because it's already a little bit late here. Gotta keep everybody guessing on how the progress is going by mixing things up a bit. But if you've got your woofs ready, then we can begin. Woof! Well, that was before the world even loaded. Wolfie was ready. If this was an episode, I'd have to wait for the next woof. There we go. That's the one. Ah, like we planned it. Let's grab that woofer and continue west to the far lands here. Need some more pigs. I guess sheep too, huh? It's sealed off. I put sand in front of it. Oh, not completely? It's fine. The terrain jitter messed me up. I don't think any mob can get in through a one high hole. Because spiders are too wide. There's no baby zombies and there's no cave spiders. So we're good. We just left a little bit of extra ventilation in that one. Chickens. Chickens can get in. And pigs. And can cows? How big is cows? How big is cows? Are cows too tall? Like 2 blocks tall? I guess a wolf, a wild wolf could get in. Cows and sheep. Alright, turns out a lot of things get in, but none of the hostile mobs.
Thanks for letting me sit in.
Ain't nothing to it.
Okay, Google, how big is cows?
That's the first thing we said was chicken. And then we went down this chicken hole of what mobs can fit through a 1-by-1 block opening. Oh, here's a problem I've been having with my Google phone. Does anybody set timers on their phone? For whatever reason, I have a bunch of saved timers just because I use them for like baking and mostly baking, stuff like that. So I've got like a 10-minute one, I've got a 20-minute one, I've got a 45-minute one, and I've got an hour one. But I use my 10-minute one for my oats, my oatmeal in the morning. And more than once, by many, I notice it's either in my head or it's a real thing. The 10-minute timer just doesn't. Like, it starts, I click start, and I notice how it starts counting down. But then it never goes off, and it has just gone from any active alarms. I mean, like, it's still there. It says 10 minutes, as if I never started it. Careful, Wolfie. It's happened a few times to me, like a handful of times. And I always rack it up to being like, oh, I probably just instinctually, like, turned it off and then forgot about it. But then there was at least once or twice where I specifically started the timer and, like, remembered. And there was one time when the girlfriend was there in the kitchen with me, I'm like, did you hear my alarm go off? Or my timer? She's like, no. I'm like, it didn't go off. I definitely started it. And it's definitely been 10 minutes because it's not active anymore. But it only seems to be the 10-minute timer. My other timers seem to work fine. See if app battery usage or allow background usage is on. I just tried to shear this pig. Alright, we got so many workshops now. Oh. Oh. Of course, I feel like it's only the 10-minute timer because that's the one I use every day. Wolfie. That pig was dry. Ah. And that was a fruitless experience for the both of us. All right, let me see. Let me go into my timer. Settings. Oh, hold down settings. Not in the timer app. Oh, hold down the icon and go to settings. Oh, that's a new thing for me. Well, there is no app. It's just the clock on my screen that I click. Oh, widget settings. Oh, wait, come back. No. Oh, God. Oh, it's telling me the weather now for some reason. I guess it would be under clock. I held it down, and my only options are start screensaver, start stopwatch, create new timer, create new alarm. I did. That's one of the things I did was delete the 10-minute timer and recreated it. But I feel like it's happened since then. I don't know if it did. I've not done good science on this, but... Okay, app info, notifications, permissions, storage, mobile, screen time, battery usage. Pause activity if unused. No, that's for like... if I've never used it. I get those notifications all the time. You've got 10 unused apps. So we've removed all of the permissions. And it says allow background usage. So allow background usage is on, not off. Honestly, it doesn't even allow me to turn it off. Okay, it actually does turn. It says this app requires optimized battery usage, which makes sense since it's always running. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those weird things. I mean, they already got rid of all my countdown timer sounds, so I'm having to use a dumb, stupid cuckoo clock that I've now gotten used to and honestly forget what the previous sound was, but... Start a timer on stream for science. Well, that's the thing. It sometimes does work. 10 hours. I'll start it at exactly 10 hours. For 10 minutes. Have to go down to single-digit hours. Two. One. He's drowning. Yeah, I could add my own sounds, but that takes work. Like, I kind of want to make them Star Trek sounds. I feel like the door chime would be a good one for the alarm. Or not the alarm, but the clock, the countdown clock, the stopwatch, the timer, whatever. You know what I mean. There's a button to record your old sound, but then it won't be crisp. Even though the thing I don't like about the cuckoo clock is that it's got like background noise. Like somebody recorded a cuckoo clock like in their grandmother's house. Okay, you're full. Like, what does it take? Is it just wave files? It's probably just wave files, right? Or is it something weird, like what Stream Elements wants? OGG files, OGG files. Oh, I guess MP3s would work too. I remember I did that on my first phone, like my first cell phone, which was a flip phone. Making my own MP3s of Simpsons sounds effects. Lithos has an old CD with a lot of the Star Trek sound effects. Why? Why do you have a compact disc with Star Trek sound effects? Is that something they sold? They used to sell them at bookstores. That, man, what a wild utopia we lived in, where media companies would just provide us with sound effects and whatever for our own personal enjoyment and use, without instantly accusing us and assuming that we are criminals in a worldwide copyright infringement ring. Trekcore.com. The 7th shirt idea. 7? I thought we needed 6. I thought we left off at 5. This shirt has been content ID'd. Or just like the content ID logo. Although that's probably copyright. And then I would actually, it would be truth in advertising. The shirt would be content ID'd. Trekcore.com. Remember that. Put a bookmark on it. Trekcore is a known Trek news site, so it won't be hard to remember. Except this is the first I've ever heard of it, or even, like, known about it in any of my searches and queries about Star Trek. I always end up on, like, the wiki or whatever, the Trek wiki, I don't know what it's called. See, like, what actor played what alien or whatever. Memory, that's the one. Weatherman knows. Memory Alpha, yeah. Nerds. Ooh. Oh, I thought that was Wolfie up there. That's a sheep. That gave me a mild panic attack really quick. Oh, he was on fire. Oh, the sheep is dead. Ah, Wolfie's pushing me into the fire. Okay, Wolfie. All right, everybody just calm down around the freaking lava flow. Oh. I thought I had my shears in my hand. I had a block of dirt. Ooh, excuse me. Aurora Borealis. Oh, well, don't put that down there. Oh, timer work and timer matched other timer. I don't know what to say. Oh, fuck. Ooh, excuse me. Google. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, there he is. All right. Oh, shoot. I'm like, I think about, okay, don't let go when you're off the boat, let go when you're on the boat, and then I overthink it, and then I miss. And then I have to swim to shore. What's today? Monday? There's no reason I was wondering that. I was just saying words. Moo to you too, sir. So what else is new? What else should I be paying attention to? What food do you like that others would find strange? Circus peanuts? Circus peanuts! My old nemesis. I don't know. I mean, we talked about this kind of yesterday in the opposite way. Like, I don't have a very narrow palate. So I eat a lot of... I'd be fine trying and eating a bunch of stuff, but like there's nothing that I'm like, no, never. Except I don't like fish. For a multitude of reasons, both taste and environment and whatever otherwise. Lemony bananas. They're not even lemony, they're just straight up banana. I mean, honestly, they taste like these bananas. Now that I think about it. I don't... Ha! The lava has been getting really in my face lately. I mean, I think the girlfriend found it weird. I don't really do it anymore, but when I was a kid, I would always like, if possible, off of like chicken drumsticks or whatever, like eat the bone marrow off the tip. I don't know how, or if that's at all common, or like, you know, I feel like the girlfriend's response was like, oh, really? Well, all right. I I mean, I think that's where I got it from. I was like emulating my dad or somebody. The sound is unsettling the crunch. I would only do it like if the bone was like soft enough or like that part was exposed enough to be able to crunch it. I'm not gonna risk busting a tooth. Younger me used to like prawn crackers with soy sauce. Did Wolfie take damage back there? He seems fine. He seems fine, right, Mr. Big? Hey, Wolfie, 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 Wolfie. Oh, he wasn't fine. Chicken and 40 cloves. I think I'm more interested in learning what chicken and 40 cloves is. And you ask them to burn a few garlics for you to eat. Burnt garlic, yeah. I didn't... When I made roasted vegetables... and, like, the girlfriend had me put in, like, whole garlic cloves. I at first was like, I'm not just gonna eat a straight-up garlic clove. But then I tried it, and it was really good. So I think I'm a convert. Convertible. On the roasted, just whole-ass garlic cloves. I feel like it's better if you, like, smosh them, and, like, mix it with something else. Just a really garlicky chicken, I'm assuming. Like a whole-ass chicken? I mean, I realize you're posting the recipe in Discord, so I could just check. Oh. It's chicken, it's garlic. It's delicious on rice. I mean, yesterday we had beans, baked beans with hot dogs and mashed potatoes. That was our dinner. But today I believe I heard the girlfriend is making chicken tortilla soup. Oop. Beanie weenies. Beans, weens, and taters. Ah.
What's Taylor's precious?
Everybody knows my Gollum impersonation. Now that's an alarm. Sorry. So yeah, long story short, I don't think there's anything weird that I eat. I mean, I don't think a lot of people like oatmeal. But I am an old man. Who needs my 10-minute timer for my oatmeal to work?
I like music.
Unfortunately, I don't have my lute.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, Union Girl. Thank you for 28 months on and in the subtub. Yeah, I guess plain oatmeal. Although I do put granola and blueberries on top. You like overnight oats? I feel like somebody asked me that before. I guess I don't mind them. I think we made them once on one of our camping trips. Ever had steel cut oats? Yeah, or I've had like, what's the other kind? Rolled? Wait, no, rolled oats is like the normal. There's like a there's thick. Steel cut oats are kind of weird. They don't cook the same. Oh, there's already a zombie over there. Hell's blaze. Have a seat, Wolfie, and move out of the way while you're at it. They just take longer. They take more than 10 minutes to make. I used to do the quick oats, but my big bloods didn't like the quick oats, and I would always get like a blood sugar low. They absorb too quickly in my big bloods. So I've had to switch, and I've been on the old-fashioned oats. Oh. It's fairly empty directly beneath us. All right. you soggy oats. Let's go to sleep. Bang up the world. Ooh, a random sub. Thank you very much, Uni Girl. 62,058.64 megabytes.